My name is Lisa Davis, and since we're taking this online course and we'll never meet face to face, I thought I'd do a little to introduce myself to you. And with that being said, you might want to know why I'm standing next to a dresser. Well, this kind of signifies my whole life. I'm really good about being this part of who I am and then this part of who I am, but maybe not so good at being all of them at the same time. So let's begin with who I was to begin with, and that was Sissy. To my brother Donnie, June 15th, 1965, he was given a Sissy. We grew up in a small town called Cedar Hill. It's not so small now, and that's a whole other discussion in itself. But being a small town, we spent a lot of time together, had the same friends, graduated a year within each other. And even after graduation, we're roommates at many different times between then and when I became married. He was my best friend growing up. So yeah, I was Sissy and I'm still Sissy. We're much closer now. There was kind of a gap there in the middle. We didn't see each other as much because he lived out of town, but that's okay. We're back together again and we're spending a lot of times together. After becoming Sissy, I then met the man I was going to marry. His name was Todd Davis. We worked for the same company. He worked night shift though. I worked during the day, so in this compartment of my life, I came to meet him. He'd work in the evenings. He did silly projects like this, but we met playing softball. It was a softball league for Carlton Cards, which was the drawing board at the time. There again, he worked evenings, I worked in the day. He tried to throw me out going to second, and instead hit me in the head. So that's how we met. Anyway, he would work evenings, and he worked in computers, and they had this, used to on computers, they were made of copper wire, and in the middle of them there was actual wiring. I don't know if you can see this, but it actually says Lisa, and so he presented that to me as a present. We've been married for 20 years, and in those 20 years we've raised children, and now we look at each other, they're all grown, and we don't know what to do with ourselves. So this signifies the part of our life that we're in right now where we have so much time on our hands together that we travel. So we're off on another cruise in February to Mexico. Woohoo, Olay, it'll be a great time. The next part of my life we'll get to, since we've addressed part of it, are my children. With that being said, wrong drawer, are my children. There's 3 of them. Lauren, Dustin, and Darcy. They're both all grown now and in college. One has a family. But this signifies what I do for them. My job of mom was to create memories. And so what I did is I took basically shirts when they were growing up and created a blanket out of each one. This would be Darcy's one from elementary to middle school. They each have one of these. They have one for high school. And there again, I will probably do it for their children. And I have done it for many other family members. Those mean a lot to me. Making them kind of helps you relive all those memories that came along and how those memories came to be. But I hope it does the same for them. So anyway, we'll close that parent drawer and move right along to my favorite role right now, which is Nana. My oldest daughter has given me 2 absolutely fabulous grandsons, Tony and Ty. They are the light of my life. They give me all that I am right now. So much more purpose, it feels like, than I even was as a parent, because I get to do everything now, all the fun stuff, and send them right back to mom and dad to be mean, because I don't have to ever be mean, because it's Nana's world over here. Anyway, love those boys, love this part of my life. Out of all the roles I played, this one I treasure the most, and do not let any of the other things interfere with when Nana is on duty. The last drawer signifies being a friend. It's empty right now. My best friend, Lynn, gave me this the year before she passed away. She's my sister-in-law, which some people find odd that that would be your best friend, but my husband and his brother married, and his wife and I became best friends. She makes me who I am. She's made me the giving, loving, wanting to create memory person, because that is not who I was to begin with before this. But she made me who I was. But she did pass away in July of 2002 to pancreatic cancer. I miss her dearly, and because of that, my drawer is still empty in best friend department. But I'm not saying that that's not always going to be the case, but it is right now, and I'm not ready to open that up for someone else. Busy being Nana and things like that are good for me right now. But that kind of gives you a hint as to who I am and where I'm at right now in my life. And right now all my drawers are closed and I'm not doing any of those. I'm a student. Thank goodness there's not a student drawer, because I'll be graduating in May and I bet the rest of y'all won't be. So hope you enjoyed my introduction, and there'll be lots more times I guess we'll be looking at each other this semester. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.